Hi guys! Today I wanted to give some recommendations for my C.S. Lewis Readathon that's happening next month. I'm super excited. Hope you guys will be joining in. I'm going to give some recommendations and then also share what I'm sort of thinking about reading. I don't really make TBRs, solid TBRs. This is exactly what I'm going to be reading, so it's always kind of up in the air for me. But anyways, yeah. So our first prompt is Narnia, a middle grade or fantasy. And for this, I'm going to recommend, obviously Narnia would be a great recommendation, or really anything. I have a Christian middle grade recommendations video that I made back in March. I will try to remember to link that below. So really anything in that video, I will say, for the middle grade prompt. And then for the fantasy side of it, I love Christian fantasy, so I have lots I could recommend. Some of the ones off the top of my head that I really love are Wayne Thomas Batson's books. I really like his books. The Kingdom series by Chuck Black, and also the Knights of Arthur. And Wingfeather Saga is another one that I really love. Obviously, Lord of the Rings. Let's see, what are some other good fantasy? It doesn't have to be a Christian fantasy necessarily. That's just what I read, so that's why I'm focusing on that. Let's see. The Alon series by Sean Lamb is another one that I love, although I'm oftentimes hesitant to fully recommend that one because I'm afraid that might just be a I like it thing and not everyone will like it. Let's see. The Gates of Heaven series by C.S. Lacken is another one. So there's some good recommendations for that one. By the way, I have not planned for this hardly at all. I've thought about like my TBR, but not this part. So we'll see how this goes. For what I will be reading, let's see. I might read The King's Elite here. I've just found this randomly in a used bookstore, and it was in the Christian section, and so I picked it up. So that might be what I read. We'll see. I may read something from the library. I'm not really decided on that yet. All right, next is Mere Christianity, a Christian nonfiction. And for that, I'm going to recommend The God of the Garden by Andrew Peterson, or his other one, Adorning the Dark. Let's see. A Hobbit, a Wardrobe, and a Great War is another pretty good. I think it was a Christian book. Talked about Lewis and Tolkien's Christian faith. It talks about like Lewis and Tolkien during the wars, or during their experiences in World War I and stuff. I'm pretty sure that was a Christian book. Now I'm second guessing myself. The one obviously that we will be reading as the group read is Miracles, so that's what I'm going to be reading for this prompt. Mere Christianity is another good recommendation. Pretty much any of C.S. Lewis's books I would recommend for this that are not nonfiction. Next is Space Trilogy, a sci-fi. I've not read a lot of Christian sci-fi. I've read obviously Lewis's Space Trilogy. That one, just so you are aware, does have some British usages of language, shall we say, that maybe us Americans would not want to use, but other ones would be The Emerald Enigma by Paul Regnier, not really sure how to say his name. I liked that one. That one was pretty fun. What other sci-fi have I read? I haven't read a lot. The Wonders of the Galaxy. This is a bunch of short story retellings of biblical parables that are sci-fi. That was really fun, except for one of them. There was one of them that was just not good. I skipped it. Actually, sorry, I thought I heard a baby crying, but I did not. He's asleep, so that's why I was like, I think I should go, but no, he's fine. I will probably be reading Nova by Chuck Black for the sci-fi prompt because I'm super excited, and I think I will just skip down there. Or Anomaly by Kristen McGee. I might count that as sci-fi. Because it is further, like, toward the top on my TBR. We'll see. We'll see what I wind up reading, but probably going to be one of those. Or, again, I might find something from the library that I'm not aware of yet. Alright, next is Till We Have Faces, a female main character. And for this, let's see, I would recommend... honestly, most of the books that I read seem to have female main characters, so like anything that I've enjoyed recently, Dream of Kings by Sharon Hink, that's a good one that has a female main character. I would say any Melanie Dickerson book, I think those kind of all have female main characters. Most Christian romance does, any Jane Austen does. Most classics that I would read have female main characters, so yeah, lots of those. For that, I'm probably just going to pick any book, like I'll just read a book and say, oh good, this one counts, and just use it that one. Next is Screwtape Letters and Epistolary or Spiritual Warfare. I've not really read much of either of those outside of, outside of Screwtape. Epistolary, I've read the letters of Jane Austen and the letters of J.R.R. Tolkien and the letters of C.S. Lewis. So those aren't really stories told in letters, they're just letters. I did read this one series when I was a kid about like letters between girls during like important times in American history. I guess that one would count. Liberty Letters, I think they were called. So that one would also count for middle grade, I would say. There are, oh yeah, and I've read like Clarissa, was that it? But I'm not necessarily recommending that one. Whew. Lady Susan by Jane Austen is another one that I've read, but again, didn't really love that one. I'm probably going to go for the spiritual warfare side of this question. And for spiritual warfare books, I can recommend Dream Treaders by Wayne Thomas Batson. That one is spiritual warfare. Yeah, I don't know of much else actually that is. But I do have Chuck Black's series. I don't remember what it's called, but the other one. Not the Kingdom series and not the Starlord Legacy, the other one. On hold from the library. I'll put it on screen. If you've read it, you probably know which one I'm talking about. That's what I'm probably going to read. That's what I am going to read because it's on hold from the library. So I should get that audiobook in on November 1st is when I have it scheduled for. I think that's how that works. I'm not quite confident actually how that works. Next is The Four Loves, a book by a different Inkling. And for that, I would recommend pretty much anything by Tolkien. If you want to get something a little bit shorter, and not like, because I know a lot of people read The Hobbit this month for the Middle-earth Readathon. So if you wanted something a bit shorter, I would maybe suggest going with Sir Smith of Wootton Mader or Farmer Giles of Ham. Those are both really fun. I really enjoyed those. Roger Lancelyn Green I haven't read any of him. I think I'm going to read from Charles Williams actually though, because I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that. I think I would like his books and I can get them through my library. So I'll probably do that. Oh, another recommendation would be Boxen. I would count Boxen for this by C.S. Lewis and also Warney. So Warney is also part of this. So yeah, this will count for middle grade and for another Inkling because Warney was definitely part of the Inklings. Let's see, The Discarded Image, a book that inspired Lewis. Again, for this, you basically just need to read any classic. That's basically my contention, is that Lewis would have read anything contemporaneous to him or earlier because the man read everything. I would suggest Austen is always a great answer. You could also go with Tolkien for a book that inspired Lewis, like one of his contemporaries that we know he would have been friends with and read. I would not argue if you wanted to just count whichever Inkling book you read. You could definitely, if you wanted to read the Silmarillion, you could definitely count that because the Silmarillion directly inspired part of Space Trilogy. I don't think that's spoilers. Like, it is very obvious once you get to that point. Trying to think of other book, and I don't really know what I'm going to read for this one. Haven't decided yet. Again, it's just sort of like I'm going to read something. Just don't know what. I'll figure something out. This one is such a broad prompt to me that, like, I feel like I'll be able to find something really easily. Alright, next is Surprised by Joy, a Christian autobiography. Obviously Surprised by Joy would count for this one. Or God of the Garden by Andrew Peterson. That one is a memoir autobiography-ish thing. Not quite, but I would say that's close enough that it counts. Autobiography or memoir, let's just say that. The Hiding Place by Corrie ten Boom. I don't know if I've ever actually read that book, but like I would say that one counts. Let's see. Oh, what is that book? Evidence Not Seen? Hang on. Yeah, Evidence Not Seen by Darlene Deibler-Rose. I read this ages and ages ago, but I remember it being really good. I would say The Insanity of God by Nick Ripken would also count. Yeah, I would say that counts. Basically just any Christian autobiography. I am not confident. I'm basically just going to read one I can get from the library. Probably on audiobook because me and nonfiction don't get along very well, so I'm hoping if I get it on audio, I'll be able to read it easier. And then finally, The Great Divorce, Stubborn Characters. The Great Divorce obviously would count. Let's see. What else has stubborn characters? Honestly, most books probably do. You can probably find at least one stubborn character. Old American Spirit, I know mentioned in her recommendations video, Anna Green Gables, whom I did not even conceive of, but yeah, she totally counts. Emma would be a stubborn character. I just read the book Veiled in Smoke by Jocelyn Green, and Sylvie is definitely a stubborn character. And Meg, they're both pretty stubborn, actually. So, either of them probably. Yeah, pretty much most books you read are going to have stubborn characters, so it shouldn't be I don't think it should be hard to find stubborn characters. I will probably, again, just sort of read things and find one that fits. I don't really have any set plans for that. All right. So those are my recommendations for the C.S. Lewis Readathon. And my sort of loose TBR, I know I didn't give a lot of definite, I'm definitely going to read this just because I don't really know. I'm pretty much, in a lot of ways I'm a mood reader, and so I don't want to necessarily give myself strict, you have to read this. What are you planning to read for the readathon? Do you have any suggestions for any of these prompts? If you do, please leave them down below. Make sure you go check out Old American Spirits recommendations, and I think Anne is planning to post one as well. Not positive on that, but I'm pretty sure she said something about posting one. If not, oops. But I hope you guys will take part in the C.S. Lewis Readathon, and let me know, like I said, let me know what you're planning to read. Please like and subscribe, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.